Do you think it's possible that Mace Windu survived the fall in episode 3? In today's video, we're going to be exploring this and more. So some news has come up lately, and it's mainly just a rumour, and the source for this is insidethemagic.net, where Samuel L. Jackson is said to return as Mace Windu in the upcoming Disney Plus series Kenobi. Now this has gotten me and a lot of fans very excited because we know that he died after episode 3 supposedly, and of course he returns for a voice cameo in Star Wars episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, where he speaks with the other Jedi to Rey. So we know that he is dead by the point of episode 9, but there is speculation that he did survive. I will actually explain one of my theories as to how he did survive after the attack from Darth Sidious. But before I get to that, I want to speak about this article. So they first asked the question, how would Mace Windu return? The rumour states that Mace Windu will most likely return as part of a series of flashbacks. That means we'll actually get to see Samuel L. Jackson in the flesh rather than just a Force ghost. I will speak about this Force ghost thing a bit more in depth afterwards. Jackson already went on record to say that he was very interested in playing the role of Mace Windu one final time, but many could assume he achieved that when he returned as the voice cameo. I don't know about you guys, but I found the voice cameo thing a nice ending to The Rise of Skywalker, but not satisfying, specifically to do with Hayden Christensen playing Anakin. And even for Mace Windu, I think his role deserves a lot more than just a voice at the end of the saga. Let's carry on with the article. So it says that Jackson's Mace Windu is not the only character from Star Wars prequels expected to make an appearance. The infamous Jar Jar Binks is rumoured to return, as well as Ray Park's Darth Maul. The possibility of flashbacks means that we could also see the return of Hayden Christensen as his role of Anakin Skywalker, and fan favourite Ahsoka Tano. In case you're not familiar, Ahsoka Tano will actually appear in The Mandalorian Season 2. It would also make sense to have Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn return as a Force ghost as Obi-Wan continues his training in solitude. And now they ask, how credible is this rumour? While Disney and Lucasfilm have yet to confirm these rumours, the information comes from a reliable source, relatively speaking. In other words, a majority of their rumours turned out to be true. The story of Samuel L. Jackson comes from the same sources who most notably leaked the news about Rey being Palpatine's granddaughter. But either way, I mean, whether this source comes from someone who actually works for a production company or from someone nearby, very close to someone who works there, I think it's not unreasonable to suggest we could see Mace Windu. I think with the Kenobi series, they do want to add some substance to the prequel material, following the prequels, to the pre-original trilogy material, so to speak. In my opinion, it would be really nice to see some more prequel characters who did survive Order 66 come back and make an appearance. I wouldn't want just a voice, and I don't think many fans would be satisfied with that, especially if we're getting Obi-Wan himself, the Holy Grail, as they say on the prequel memes area of Reddit, Ewan McGregor. So I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, I do want to get to the substance of this video, which is a theory that I have about how Mace Windu did survive and what happened to him. All in all, I would say with all the Star Wars material we have, it's not completely unreasonable to suggest that someone who jumps, or rather falls off a 20-story building, survives. We saw crazier things happen with Maul and Palpatine and Boba Fett, so why couldn't Mace Windu have survived that fall? He lost his arm and he was electrocuted, but with Force Lightning, we've seen characters survive time and time again that same kind of fate. So it doesn't make much sense to me that Mace Windu could have died, but obviously, according to the novelization of Revenge of the Sith, he did actually die, and even in the scripts, it says that he did die, and there were no more groans, there were no more moans, there was just silence, and Palpatine lowered his arm. But knowing Lucasfilm and Disney, they do like to revive characters, so of course, who knows, we might see Mace Windu. Something that's very inconsistent and odd to me is how Mace Windu was able to speak to Rey. I understand Qui-Gon, Anakin, and Obi-Wan, simply because all three of those characters knew how to become Force ghosts, and it was, by the way, an active process that you had to go through at the point of bodily death. But how come Luminara Unduli, Aayla Secura, and Mace Windu, who all died without actually knowing how to become a Force ghost, because Qui-Gon, through the Force, had not instructed Yoda yet at this point. So how come in Episode 9 do all of these Jedi, including Mace Windu, know how to become a Force ghost? I mean, if it was just Mace Windu that we heard with Qui-Gon, Anakin and Obi-Wan, that would give a lot of emphasis on him surviving after Revenge of the Sith and therefore learning actively how to become a Force ghost somehow. Perhaps he visited Obi-Wan on Tatooine, and maybe that is the case, but it's inconsistent because obviously we know Luminaria Unduli, Ayla Secura, and the others did actually die prior to Qui-Gon teaching these abilities to Yoda and the rest of them. But hey, I would absolutely love to see Mace Windu come back in actual form with his purple lightsaber, not just as a Force ghost, but you know, we'll take what we can get as a fandom at this point. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think we'll see Mace Windu? How do you think he survived the events of Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith? I'm Star Wars Meg, and if you enjoy my content and you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe down below, like this video, share it all over the galaxy, and I'll see you next time for another video.